and this is something that I delight in telling everyone that I teach, and that is that anyone can tell you to, suck your stomach in and point your toes harder, but I am not that. I consider my events more like an energetic event, and I will most certainly teach you on in every aspect of your being. So I always will be speaking to you because I will tell you with all certainty, I will be speaking to you on the level of thoughts and beliefs, feelings and emotions, which by the way are typically in response to the thoughts and beliefs, and then the level of form through which it expresses. So this is also something that I gained in cultivating that yoga practice, is the awareness of myself on every level of being, because how much of what I've done has taught me to remove what I call, oh God, that's so important, what I call thought obstruction. Because, and you know what I've learned in the cultivation of the mind is that I call it, neuroplasticity. Send the command from the brain through the mind without the thought obstruction. And basically you lay down that line of communication. This is something you and I have talked about before. You have, my favorite number, my favorite scientist says 100 trillion. So I go with that. 100 trillion cells in your being, and every single one of them is under the command of your consciousness. But you have to know how to use your consciousness to organize and line up those cells in that order. And in that way, you are in creation in your yoga practice.
That's Joe Dispenza, right? Who says that?
Yeah. And it comes with knowing how to, learning. There's something I've definitely learned, how to use your mind as your friend. And the way that I like to describe it is this: in the way of asana, sometimes your body really wants to do what I'm going to call hard work, but your mind doesn't. Sometimes your mind really wants to do hard work, but your body doesn't. Sometimes both your body and your mind want it. That's a good day. And sometimes neither your body nor your mind want it. That's a well-timed day off. And I know how to work within the parameters of my mind wants it, but the body doesn't. The body wants it, but the mind doesn't. No 2 days are alike. So these are actually, I try to teach these, what I'm going to call modifications of the mind in the way of working with yourself. And remember now that we're not just talking about a yoga practice. It's that, again, learn it on the mat to use it in the life. And by the way, this, I cannot not say this. This is important. There are, and believe me, I am in deep reverence and respect for etiquette, tradition, and all of these things. And I understand and respect the value of etiquette and tradition in laying down foundational strength and rules. But at some point, you learn the rules to transcend the rules. And many teachers teach with an approach of either you have to do this, you have to do this, or you can't do that. You can't do that. You have to, you can't. You have to, you can't. And
That's not how you teach at all, is it? Because you're,
something unique about me is that I let that go. I got in my own room, in my own space. I owned a studio, and I got into what I call creation, and with a very different consciousness and a very different mindset that I would call, how can I, how can I, how can I? And again, I kind of teach it that way as well. A bit, I used to just like lie my body down at night. I was so inspired that I would just visualize, how can I do this? What do I want to do? How can I do it? What do I want to do? How can I? I couldn't wait to get into the
platform, wasn't it? You used your body as an art form to create and manifest mind in a way.
To learn, create, and share. Learn, create, and share. Yeah, nourish the seed, nourish the seed, nourish the seed. I was so busy nourishing the seed, I never even gave actually any realization of fruit that might come. The nourishment of the seed is the fruit for me. That's what kept me so inspired.
That's the fruit of that as well, like teaching people. But let me ask you, when you put yourself in that last pose we saw, do you visualize the pose itself first? Is this how you use the mind? So do you want to show that pose? Because I want to just
absolutely. I think was it this one?
I think where you're like, looked like you're in like a little box. Now screen share. Yeah, that one. Do you visualize yourself first getting there, or does it come about organically as you move through, like whatever you need to do to get there?
Well, look, there are an infinite number of possibilities when it comes to asana.
Mhm.
And let me tell you this, as far as I'm concerned, like I have probably 4,000 pictures of postures on my Facebook, but there are only 5 poses there. And I kind of laugh. I'm like, geez, I really need some new pictures because there are really only 5 poses there. And the reason that I say that is because there are only 5 ranges of motion of the spine. And then there are just variations that exist within those 5 ranges of motion.